Hey, you guys, check out this next video. Well, Nancy Mace is asking questions to this ex-Biden official. She asked him to define what is a woman. He gives such a pathetic answer, and she does not let him get away with it. Have a watch.
Mr. Martin O'Malley, I want to wish you luck in your campaign to be chair of the Democrat National Committee. And let me just say, I think you are the perfect candidate to chair the Democrat Party. Your liberal record is truly astonishing.
Thank you.
At an event in 2005, you compared a federal budget request which cut spending to the terrorist attacks of 9/11. You raised taxes, tolls, and fees on your constituents 83 times as governor of Maryland, including increasing sales taxes, income taxes, the gas tax. You also created an array of new taxes on services for your constituents.
And the number one public
I'm
schools
talking,
in
I'm going to
America.
reclaim my time. I'm talking right now. I've not asked you a question yet, have I? No, I have not.
No, you haven't.
For your constituents, making your constituents, the people you served in Maryland, pay more. You love some law-breaking illegal aliens as well. You've advocated for mass amnesty for illegal aliens. My favorite part of your love for criminals in this country is you don't refer to them as illegal aliens, but instead you refer to them as new Americans. You must really hate American citizens. You must really hate our country. In 2011, you signed a bill into law to allow illegal aliens to qualify for in-state tuition at public universities in Maryland. And the hits are going to keep on coming. In 2014, you signed a bill into law to allow illegal aliens to get Maryland driver's license. In 2014, you signed a bill into law to allow gender-confused, sexually perverted men to use women's restrooms and locker rooms. In other words, you forced women and underage girls to undress in front of men. I could go on. Suffice to say, you're perfectly in line with the Democrat Party today and emblematic of why Democrats just can't stop losing elections. You are emblematic of why the Democrat Party has no dignity and no respect for women. You are emblematic of why Democrats don't put Americans first. Mr. O'Malley, my first question this morning, can you, a candidate to be chair of the Democrat Party, define what a woman is for me today?
Madam, or
Can you
Congresswoman-
define what a woman is?
Oh, yes.
What is a woman?
You're going to ask me to define what a woman
Yes,
is?
I am right now.
Well, I'm
You
talking,
just said you could.
yes,
Explain it to me.
I'm talking to a woman right now, distinguished woman.
What is a
elected
woman?
Representative.
What is a woman?
I think you're kind of denigrating the purpose of this.
What is
hearing.
it? You can't define what a woman is. All right. In an
I'm
effort to
married
be fair,
to a woman.
in an
I
effort
have
to be
two
fair and
daughters who are
unbiased,
women.
in an effort to be fair and unbiased, can you define what a man is for me?
I have 2 sons
Okay.
that are men. Yes,
I have a
can.
series of yes or no questions. So the potentially future chair of the Democrat Party cannot define, let's for the record, Mr. Chairman, he cannot define what a woman is, and he cannot define what a man is.
This is
And you expect people in this country to follow your lead? I'm a woman who has broken so many glass ceilings in my life. The first Republican woman elected to Congress from South Carolina, the first woman to ever graduate from the Citadel of the Military College of South Carolina. I know what a woman is, and I'm going to protect every one of them. So I have a series of yes or no questions for you. Today, one of my Democrat colleagues yesterday stated a rape victim's fear of rape was just, quote, fantasy. Do you agree with this statement? Is a woman's fear of rape, being raped, a fantasy? Yes or no?
No, it's not a fact.
Okay, one of my Democrat colleagues yesterday stated a rape victim's fear of rape is being, quote, dramatic. Do you agree with that statement? Fear of rape being dramatic? Yes or no?
Well, what could be.
Okay, you can't answer the question. My next question, you've spoken of Democrats needing to restore credibility and learn from your failings, and to quote from you recently, learn from your very bad loss. Is this in reference to Democrats raising taxes on the middle class? Yes or no?
No.
Is this in reference to Maryland not requiring an ID to vote in their elections?
No.
Is this in reference to coddling criminal illegal aliens?
No. I've never.
Is this in reference to starting a war on real biological women?
No.
Is this in reference to allowing men in women's bathrooms?
No.
Is this in reference to forcing women and girls to undress in front of men in the locker room?
Oh, come on,
Yes or no?
Congresswoman.
This is your party's platform. You
Yes.
understand what I'm laying out for you. Do you understand
I
English?
understand what you're trying to lay out, but
No,
our
this
party's
is-
platform is the economic security
No,
and the
I'm gonna reclaim
well-being
my time,
of
Mr.
every
Chairman.
man,
Mr.
woman,
Chairman, I'm
and
gonna reclaim my
child
time.
in the United States of
I'm gonna
America.
reclaim my
That's
time.
our party's platform.
I'm going to reclaim my
Ms.
time.
Mace's
Mr. Chairman.
time.
Mr. Chairman, the witness should not be badgered.
Mr. Chairman,
Chair
I would like to
recognizes Ms.
reclaim my
Mace.
time.
Ms. Mace.
just yesterday, only 2 Democrats voted with us to protect women in sports. This is your platform. You want boys and men women to be able to watch women undress in a locker room. So is your big loss in reference to taking away women's achievements in sports?
I believe.
Yes or no?
No, I don't.
Is your loss in reference to allowing men to take away women's scholarships? Yes or no?
Mr. Chairman, the gentlelady's time has expired.
He took my time, Mr. Chairman.
She had about 15 seconds that rolled around, so you got one time for one last question, Ms. Mace.
Think hard.
She asked the question.
You have learned nothing from your own failings when you tried to run for president as a far-left progressive alternative to Hillary Clinton and dropped out after getting 0.5% at the Iowa caucus. So good luck with that, Mr. DNC Chairman. I yield
Thank
back.
you. I appreciate your well wishes.
You know, this guy was, he was just extreme. Not only was he extreme, but he was like very rude and disrespectful and not really taking serious the what Nancy was saying, what Nancy was trying to put in front of everyone, his voting record. I mean, here this guy wants to become the chair of the National Democratic Committee. And his voting record is just so radical that it could be a danger for our country. So Nancy was trying to show how his voting record did not show that he was for the people, the American people in his state. His voting record, his policies that he put in place always support more illegal immigrants or always support against women's rights. For him to even sit there and look like either baffled or just like, you know, why are you bringing this up? What does this matter? After she lists how he set forth a policy to have illegal immigrants get licenses. I mean, he was for that. And you know the problems that raises in itself. If someone has a license, their status of being illegal just really starts to get buried and gives them a lot more rights in the United States that they should have because they're illegal. They're not here legally. So they should not be given anything that's going to give them the rights that American people have. And then when she had shared with us that he calls them new Americans, that's a trend with the Democratic Party. The wording of illegal immigrants is so important for the Democrats to use verbiage that's going to be able to house illegal immigrants under the umbrella of Americans so that they can be given all the benefits that we get, that our taxpayer dollars pay for. When she said how he put in a policy so that they can qualify to get into universities or to get licenses, as I said, I mean, that's just pathetic. It goes on. And when she was listing all this stuff, did you hear in the background someone says that she should not be badgering the witness? I mean, she's not badgering. You're not badgering when you are just listing out a person's record of how he voted and anything, policies he might have put in place or supported that just are so radical and not supportive of American people. That's not badgering. That's just listing out the facts. But what Democrats don't want, their facts of how they really vote and how their actions are really put forth, because it shows how they're so against American people. Now, the Democratic Party platform, this is another thing I caught. When he says, our party platform is for the economic security of all men, women, and child in the United States. Notice how he said that so clearly, and you know what that means. So if you're an illegal immigrant and you're a man or a woman or a child in the United States, that means that the Democrats are going to make sure that you get all the benefits that you are not paying taxes to receive. That's what that is. I mean, he's playing a little game there, but I picked up on that little definition of what his party stands for as far as what he was trying to share. But the last thing I wanted to say is this. When I think about, okay, what is the chairperson for the National Democratic Committee? What is their role? Like, what are they doing? This is why conservatives and the Republicans who are asking questions are this is why Nancy is putting forth his radical voting record, his radical policy record, is because this person needs to have a steady focus with the parties to capitalize on any of the Republicans' opposition so that they can make sure that they are specifically not supporting Republicans and supporting only what Democrats' agenda wants to be. So if that's the case, his voting record, he wants to be chair. This is everything he supports that Nancy listed out. I mean, as women, let's take that for a second. We work so hard to have women's rights for sports, women's rights to privacy, their own bathrooms. This guy in his own state is like voting those rights away. And he cringed a little bit when she says, so because you voted to allow men to come in and use women's bathrooms and locker rooms, that means you are saying, yes, that women should undress in front of men. And he was like, oh, come on, Nancy. That's what Democrats don't do. They don't really look at the realization of what their policies really do for Americans. And in this case, for American women. You are not caring about American women's privacy or their rights to compete in sports. I mean, good for Nancy to have everything so prepared and listed out, and it's not badgering. It's stating the facts.